And up here on the northern side of the map, we can see that the Blood Crusher is just going to go ahead charging in on top of this Lictor Alpha. And now the Tyranid player needs to worry about what he's going to do about that. You can see that he already has Corrosive Claws, so he's not going to be going for anything else like that. But unfortunately, it looks like he's going to have to do something about the Blood Crusher here. Okay, so we've got the Tyrant Guard right now against the Blood Crusher. That's a nice little stall tactic there, but he's going to need some backup. And yes, he's got the entire rest of his army right here. This Blood Crusher should have been gone just, you know, quite a while ago. There's no reason to stay here. And unfortunately, even though it's doing a lot of damage, you can see right now, completely wrecked. This is how to just kind of kill a Blood Crusher with nothing but soft counters. And now he's even going to regenerate the Tyrant Guard. Beautiful right there. Unfortunately, that was a complete and total waste of a Blood Crusher. Hyperkinetic Rabbit thing is looking really like he's in a lot of trouble right now. He's down economically. He's down according to victory points. Well, not actually. He's up 2-1, but he's down numerically. And now he's got units here alone that are suppressed and engaged in melee by the Hormagaunts. Not looking too good here. Again, I still just kind of wish that there was only one of those guys, but that's fine. Whatever, man. Plague Champion is going to be continuing to push away the rest of these Termagants, but now we can see significant advantage out there for biggk9. biggk9 is just going to go ahead and tech right straight to tier 3. I love that idea. He knows he's ahead right now. There's no reason not to. He's going to go ahead and get some big booming units, and that's the right idea indeed. This single Hormagaunt needs to retreat. Oh my god, get out of there, little guy. And there he goes. Not even retreating, just going to walk back. Always retreat. Just hit that X button, retreat all your troops. Never lose your squads there. So now you can see kind of how ineffective these guys are here. They're feeling kind of a little impotent, if I can use that word that way. You can see here they're just kind of not doing a whole lot of damage, and they're just kind of mostly standing around. You can see a lot of Barbed Stranglers eventually stack up there, but thankfully they're warriors, and warriors are awesome in close combat. But you can see the Lictor Alpha now using his deadly jump to come in there. That's not half bad at all. The Warrior Brood, however, taking a casualty, although casualty is kind of happening all over the place. This is kind of a massacre for both players there, but it looks like biggk9 is going to win the staring contest and going to be sticking around here, and Hyperkinetic is going to have to back out. So let's take a look around at money and power and see where things are at. Getting a second Havoc team right now. I guess he lost his other one there, so I totally missed that whenever that happened. But yeah, Hyperkinetic is really kind of in a lot of trouble right now. He's kind of lost a couple of big units. Well, he obviously lost a Havoc team, and he lost his Blood Crusher. He's spending a lot of money on that. He's not moving to tier 2. He has a little bit of power, but not nearly as much. You can see biggk9 just has a massive, massive economy right now. He's had it up early since the beginning of the game. He's had triple power out there. He has no problems getting up, and that's just fantastic. So unfortunately, no generator bashing was done at all. By the way, on the subject of generator bashing, I know that he got this Plague Sword as a result of his early game desperation to use it, but he could have really been using that Bile Spewer, which is the other upgrade I almost always prefer over the Plague Sword, just because it kind of works like a flamethrower. It's great for gen bashing. Using that Bileless discharge ability or whatever does a tremendous amount for just kind of holding down big blobs of Tyranid units and whatnot. So I would have much rather seen that, and honestly wouldn't have been all that disappointed if he had just dropped the Plague Sword and switched to that eventually, because he needed that for the time being, but he didn't need it in the long run. Kind of held him back, actually. The Lictor Alpha is just wrecking everybody here again with the Corrosive Claws, Deadly Jump. He's even got this Lone Hunter out there, so he's just all by himself taking less damage. So really using this Lictor Alpha very effectively, using it just to kind of hunt down troops here. Great Deadly Jump. Will he get into melee one more time with this gentleman? Oh, no, unfortunately. He could have very, very definitely used those flesh hooks on that one retreating Chaos Space Marine there, but that's not going to happen. Chaos Space Marines with the Mark of Tzeentch. It's okay. Not even okay. That's actually fine. I have no problem with that. There's plenty of targets out there. I forgot you've got Warriors and Tyrant Guards and stuff like that. So now, just look at how quickly this army is starting to change right now for biggk9. Not only does he have a Carnifex out there with a Thorn back already, so he's going to have these big charging Carnifexes out there, but he still has just a ton of money in the bank. He's really on top of his game right now. Hyperkinetic just saw that Carnifex, now he's starting to think, okay, I need counters right now. He's getting Plague Marines. He has Chaos Havocs out there. But the Chaos Havocs need to be repaired. They need last cannons. He's just really behind. I think he's going to have a hard time getting back in here. He has the right idea. He's going for the right counters. It just happened that he lost a lot early game. And it really all stems back to that Blood Crusher, I think, the more I think about it here. So, again, these heretics here are just getting annihilated. Oh, God, he cannot stand to lose another one. And, yes, Just going to go down there, a little bit of a semi-sync kill there from the Tyrant Guard. Not really, just kind of knocking him back there. But again, losing too many units here. Okay, we got Plague Marines on the field right now. They're okay. They're going to have a hard time with all this stuff out here, though. Honestly, I would love to see some Bloodletters. Bloodletters, again, they're expensive. They're like 440, I think. But, you know, Plague Marines are 500, so it's not that bad. Bloodletters, though, can do a pretty good job chewing away at vehicles usually, but the problem is that Tyranid vehicles tend to do a pretty good job at chewing back. So we'll have to see if that's going to work at all. Anyhow, Warrior Brood out there chilling out with the Carnifex. Unfortunately, just kind of wasting time sitting down here. They really need to just kind of push up and actually use that Carnifex. We do see, oh yes, we do see a Noxious Cloud. I was kind of wondering if we were ever going to see that out there. The Noxious Cloud being used by the Plague Champion. The Plague Champion also went ahead and upgraded to the Plague Fist. I totally forgot about that. That is definitely a great one. Check him out, just punching down that entire Tyrant Guard there. So that's not looking too bad, but unfortunately this Lictor Alpha is just wrecking these Chaos Space Marines. He might even get this kill here. Using his feeder tendrils once again on the Plague Champion. The Plague Champion, I believe, used a mucus discharge there to kind of heal his troops. But you can see that the Lictor Alpha right now is just shredding into the Plague Champion. Oh my god, this guy is so deadly at close combat there. A pretty interesting... it looked like Hyperkinetic Rabbit thingy was just kind of holding up pretty well on his own there, taking out an entire squad of what looked like Termagants and taking out that Hive Tyrant. That was pretty good for evening things up, but now he's just going to go ahead and lose way too much again, unfortunately, just falling prey to this Lictor Alpha, so that's not looking good at all. We still haven't seen these guys move at all. That's really, really unfortunate. This whole army could have just come up here and capped this victory point. So always remember, I'm sure that what's happening right now is that biggk9 is just focusing on this Lictor Alpha. And honestly, he's probably gaining more from having focused on his Lictor Alpha than he would have by moving up his army, because by micromanaging him and not losing him, he managed to kill a hero and kill a unit. So, you know, but if you could do both at the same time, all the better. You know, if you can continue moving up your army and do all that stuff, that's fine. So we have the Plague Marines out here moving out. We have the Chaos Havocs. They do not have a last cannon or anything like that. Gonna have a really hard time dealing with the Carnifex. And we have a Swarm Lord coming out. So I think that's pretty much going to do it, but we'll have to see what Hyperkinetic is going to try in order to defend this here. Again, if you're just going to leave your units there, it's not a bad place. Honestly, it defends the point, and he was ahead until then, but now he needs to take back this point. So 376 right now for biggk9, 140 for Hyperkinetic Rabbit. I've been saying that wrong. I've been saying Hyperkinetic Rabbit thingy. It's Hyperkinetic Rabbity thing. So the rabbity is actually another descriptor for the thing. Gotcha. It's rabbity. It's not actually a rabbit. It's just rabbit-like. Anyhow, important distinctions to make late in the replay. I love mispronouncing people's names, and even when it's a name I love, apparently I mispronounce it anyways. So, getting a little bit bold here. This is kind of a strange counterattack. At this point in the game, attacking Gen Farm does nothing. As you can see, I don't even need to look, but now, of course, I am looking. But biggk9 has got 375 power in the bank. He has so much power in the bank right now, risking everything to come out here when you could have just been sitting back here and getting a really nice-looking defense with the heavy bolter and all that sort of thing. Really, really not a good deal, especially when you're going to get a face full of Swarm Lord. You can see now the Hornbragons have actually been upgraded for Adrenal Glands. That's pretty cool, and now they are even engaging in melee here with the Plague Marines there. Plague Marines are going to start popping, not going to matter though. There's plenty of Tyranid units here that can deal with that. You can see though that those Plague Marines popping is doing a ton of damage. Okay, don't underestimate it too much though. That could actually really kill these guys. I think they're going to be okay though. Oh god, can they get one more kill there? What do we got? What do we got? The Swarm Lord moving in, taking a swing. It looks like no, the Plague Marines are going to get away from there. Again though, that was way too over ambitious trying to take out a Gen Farm here. You can see he had nice little static defenses here, and is he using a Tyranid formation on this one squad? Yes, he is. He's going to take out the last cannon team, maybe? Yeah, okay. Sure, why not? I mean, it looks like he had a lot of red to burn and just didn't want to take any last cannon shots, so knocked him out of there. Oh, well, I was going to say, however, Hyperkinetic Rabbity thing definitely could have just hung out up here, backed up by his last cannon, and put a nice little staunch defense over this victory point here while trying to do minimal work to capture the bottom one here. But unfortunately, there's just way too many captures happening right now from biggk9. We saw him buy a Blood Crusher, cancel it, and buy it again. Blood Crusher, not what the doctor ordered here. If you can afford a Blood Crusher, just get some Blood Letters maybe. Maybe upgrade. I would say go for Blood Letters. Go for maybe in more Plague Marines because they seem to do a pretty good job out there. But he's having a lot of trouble right now. Also, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a Khorne upgraded Chaos Space Marines, but unfortunately he gave him that mark of Tzeentch early game. But just get something really heavy melee to deal with the Lictor Alpha, because that seems to be a real problem. Anyhow, 2 victory points under biggk9's control. He's ahead 348 to 52 points right now, and unless we can get any sort of counterplay out from Hyperkinetic rabbity thing, he's going to be in a lot of trouble here. I just want to cover this again. I do really love the fact that he picked up that Plague Fist. He did it kind of in the middle of battle. I'm not sure I pointed out it enough. We do have some Chaos Space Marines here getting annihilated. Chaos Space Marines should never walk in unprotected against a Swarm Lord and a Carnifex and a bunch of Adrenal Gland, Hormagaunts, and all that sort of thing. The Blood Crusher now moving in. This is just kind of like a single file experience farm, basically. Unfortunately, all of his troops are kind of moving out of order and are not really supporting each other very well. He needed to have his Plague Marines there. Thankfully, he does have the Chaos Havocs up, but unfortunately, it's all just kind of in the wrong order. The Carnifex is not really going to take that much damage here. We're likely just going to see him bleed out. Swarm Lord moving up. Carnifex taking some more big swings at that Blood Crusher. The Blood Crusher now charging to get out of battle. Okay, why not? But you can see the last cannon team wasn't able to do too much. The Hormagaunts were being very effectively used to take care of these Plague Marines. What do we have a call in again here? Is it a Noxious Cloud? Noxious Cloud? Yes, it is. Noxious Cloud is on the field right now. That's going to do a hell of a lot of damage to these Hormagaunts if he's not careful. Yeah, where'd they go? And they're gone. It doesn't matter. He was trying to reinforce them. Anyways, but the points have run out. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed these games. I like watching just kind of average players play. It gives a lot of insight to what sort of strategies you can see out there on the ladder. A lot of times people get in over their heads trying to emulate exactly what their favorite player at the top of some tournament did, because if you don't quite get the nuances of it. By the way, the second Blood Crusher at the end here, absolutely unnecessary. Way too many Blood Crushers going on there. Anyhow, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you have Newbie Tuesday games you'd like me to take a look at, send them to HarlequinCasts@gmail.com. Include the word newbie, spelled however you like, but I think I look for N-E-W-B-I, but N-O-O-B-I-E, that's fine too. N-E-W-B-I-E, yeah. Whatever. Spell Newbie Tuesday, put it in the replay title, and I will take a look at it eventually. Anyhow, I'm Harlequin. If you guys enjoyed this, please feel free to subscribe. Good night, good game, good luck.